Hi, and welcome to yet another edition of Ask Miss Judes. As usual, I hope you're well and taking good care of yourself and enjoying life as God gives it. Today, I want to share with us very briefly on what I've called the quality called silence. What to do with it. The quality called silence. More and more, this is becoming a lot more important in our world where there seems to just be constant noise. It could be physical noise, psychological noise, sociological noise. We just seem to be surrounded by noise. Technology, people, cars, trains, everything, just noise. Now, if one continues to exist in the noise, and I think a lot of us have come to accept it as normal, that noise will just always be a part of our existence. However, if you isolate yourself from that noise every once in a while and invest in quality silence, some people call it quiet time, you may want to call it peace, whatever it is, quality silence. Just shut out the world and let your spirit man communicate with yourself, with God, so that you have a sense of where you're going, what you need to do, what you do not need to get involved in. Just an opportunity to breathe, reflect, and seek direction for your way forward. As always, I like to give examples with myself. Fortunately, or I say by the grace of God, I live in kind of slightly semi-rural community. So it's not as noisy as big cities. And even then, I'm finding that most of my inspiration come from when I'm intentionally quiet, usually early in the day before my day starts, and occasionally at nights as well when I'm winding down at the end of the day. Now, if you are a professional, a parent, a student, someone whose life is full, chances are you're going to find that you're just like almost always on the go. What are we getting as a result of that? We're getting people who are exhausted. We're finding people who are ill. And post pandemic, there's a lot more mental health kind of issues because there's too much saturation, too many things that we're dealing with. Now, if you're a person of faith, we do have an answer because Jesus has guaranteed that He will give us peace, irrespective of what the world is doing. But to make that practical, we have to invest in that peace. And that's what I'm calling the quality of silence, what it is and what to do with it. So essentially, if this is new to you or you've been doing it and you stopped, you would find that there is a bit of a disequilibrium in how you're functioning. But if it's something you practice, irrespective of what's happening around you, you will find peace. You will get direction. You will know what to respond to. You will know what to participate in. And you will know how to present yourself every time. Now, if for any reason in the course of your duties you missed it, you were frustrated with a project that didn't quite deliver, and you didn't present yourself in the best way, when you have an opportunity to be quiet, to be silent again in the evening, in the night, whatever works for you, you can look back and say, how do I walk that back? What could I have done differently? So I'm offering to you today what I call the power of reflection. You reflect in silence, shutting out every sound, every noise. It might mean putting away your phone because that is probably the most irritating barrier to communication in today's world. Something is always, a notification is always going off. And nothing is so urgent that it can't wait, but it will disturb your peace. So you're going to put everything away and just sit in God's presence. When I do that, I find that my day goes well. I'm less likely to be irritable. I'm less, even when people do foolish things, it will not get in my way. So I've had colleagues who ask, how do you do that? It's not me. It's the gift of God and practice over time. Now, when you start your day in quiet, in silence, you will get a sense of peace and calmness. Sometimes you even notice that you're breathing. Do you know how we just take things for granted and just go, 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 go? And then it's when somebody now drops, like I have experienced with health, that you realize, no, this is not worth it. Right? God gave us peace for a reason. And as I was thinking about this, I recalled the prophet Elijah's experience in 1 Kings 19, where he was frustrated, went away to the mountains to meet God. The storm came, all this noise, everything came, and it was in the whisper of the quiet that he heard God. So when you're quiet, you're more likely to get a direction for what to do. You're more likely to see things in perspective. So, for example, you listen to some news, especially politics, and you're saying you're reading in between. You know that a lot of this doesn't make sense, and then you're sitting with somebody who thinks that makes sense. And sometimes the difference is in perspective and in your preparedness for the day. So, what am I offering you today? I want to encourage you to start your day in quiet and end it in quiet, intentionally reflecting on what it is that you desire and what God may be wanting of you. I think this is going to be particularly more important in the coming months because there's going to be need for people who know who they are, who are comfortable, confident, yet silent, so they can hear what is happening around them and be able to provide leadership or guidance for your families, for your friends, for your colleagues, for your communities, and you never know, even for your nations. So I want to promote, encourage you today to try to imbibe this quality of intentional silence. And you can do it also right throughout the day. Sometimes I do it at work when meetings are not going the way they should. I just pray like, Lord, what should I be doing in this moment? I want to represent you well. I want to live my life to your glory so that I do not come away feeling like I just reacted. I want to be able to respond intentionally. And when we all do that, imagine what our world will be. There'll be respect for people, there'll be respect for life, there'll be respect for everything that God has made for us to coexist with. So I want to ask kindly that if you've experienced this and received insights in those quiet moments, please share so we can all learn from one another. And if you haven't, I want to encourage you to try it. And when you've tried it, also share to see how that went. Now, this is not to say we're never going to be ruffled again. It's just to say if we have a constant habit of experiencing quality silence in our lives, then we could go on to live a lot more productive and fruitful life. And when we do that, we become a blessing and an encouragement and inspiration to everyone with whom we interface at home, at work, at play, at school, in our communities, wherever we find ourselves. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. Please like and share and leave your comments in the comment section. Also, feel free to just send an email to askmissjudes@gmail.com. So that's askmzjudz@gmail.com. And I look forward to coming your way again real soon. Take care.